Alrighty. Well, more snow is coming down, but that's not really. Who cares about that? A lot of cope. Whole lot of coping going on. Jason Unruh is coping big time. You know, he's coping about Cuba. He's coping about the West. He's coping about all this sorts of stuff. He even mentioned the woman that used Gorilla Glue on her hair. I'm like, oh brother, ooh, don't do that. I try to avoid those types of subjects because they are so loaded. They're so politically loaded. It's like playing Russian roulette. The only way you win is by not playing. And I will never play. I'll hopefully not play the race baiting game on that level. Because the thing is, I heard what he said. It's like, yeah, well, she was dumb for that and everything. She's 39 years old. She's racing a kid. And I've noticed this with Jason. Is that as much as he claimed, is that he has that sort of trad sort of, take care of your family sort of sense about him. There's nothing wrong with that. I can agree with him. The thing is, though, is that if you claim to be a Marxist, Leninist, Maoist, third worldist, as you do, you don't have the same leverage. You don't have the same ability to say those things because people are going to be like, whoa, and he basically was saying, yeah, that the rad libs won. I don't disagree with him. The thing is that it's so unbecoming. It's just such a cope. It goes to show just how ridiculous he is. And believe me, there's a lot of depression for people that exist, especially in the United States and in Canada. And I saw Captain Cool 07, and I saw his other channel, Secret Society's videos talking about how China, the U.S. should learn a lot from China. But I'll be honest with you. This is my unvarnished opinion. China will continue to grow and will become another United States. Where that will go, it's a matter of opinion. I think that, in my opinion anyway, is that China will eventually have to bring things back a bit more. We've already seen it a bit. Jack Ma getting out of hand. We've seen these billionaires and these millionaires get a little too big for their britches. And they start saying stuff. And then suddenly they're either dead or they disappear. So we're going to see if this translates into something that can continue. Now, like I say, ultimately, should I criticize China for that? No, not really. I mean, the West has had plenty of problems with dissidents and everything else like that. It's just that we give the air of democracy and that we're just trying to protect freedom and whatnot. So does the United States have a lot to learn from China? I think so. I think that it just comes from the fact that they are united under one idea. And yeah, there are different, minorities that exist. I think there's something like 140 different minorities in China. Let me double check right quick. So that way I'm not a complete idiot. Minorities in China. Let me see here. 55. Woo, I was way off. So 55, there are officially 55 minority ethnic groups living in China. Okay. So, but basically it is circled around a Han culture, this isn't me bashing China or trying to praise China. I think China is what it is, meaning they're going to continue to rise, but I think that they're going to hit a depression, same way as the United States did. The United States, to me, is going to become, as I've repeated before, is it will become more regional. The United States, if it was smart, in my opinion, would decentralize and allow regional alliances to come about. Like I say, now it's probably unrealistic because ultimately, the whole blue state versus red state stuff that we've had for the past seems like 20 or 30 years makes it difficult. We see all the shit talking that people have and say, "Oh, the dumb Texans, they're freezing out there. You should have prepared for it." That's fine. Look, if you don't like Texas, that's fine. You just want to say we're all just conservative losers and whatnot, and we're all just doomed cowboys, and go ahead. I'm not going to sit here and cope about that. What I will say, though, is, okay, is your state doing that much better? I don't know. But I think regionalism would be the better option. If you allow some autonomy to take place, I think that would be better, because we know that at the federal level, and also at the state and local level, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of mistrust, a lot of people out of work, and there's a lot of stuff up in the air, right? I don't know. It's very difficult to say. I think that, like I say, I think that what comes up must come down with China. I think that they will continue to rise, and they will continue to build alliances across the world, whether that be in Zimbabwe, whether it be in Venezuela, whether that be in the European Union. The thing is, though, are they going to be, where are the, we're going to have to see how far China goes. Right now, is that China can still play the game of, look at how the United States is racist, this and that, because the United States still has a stake in these things. Now, China can still do that. It can still play that, oh, look at the decadent United States. But once the United States continues to tumble further down the mountain, the financial mountain and the GDP mountain, if you will, as much as GDP is really, like I say, it depends on which what sort of economist you're talking to. But the thing is that once China finally does takes up the mantle completely and has the crown, how are they going to operate? I think China has been excellent. In my very ignorant view, has been great at soft power. They've been great at providing soft power and being able to say, hey, yeah, we can build an airport for you. We can build a road for you, But the thing is, though, is that we're going to see more of this, we're going to see the racial issues that the United States and, the UK and other European nations have endured. China hasn't really gotten that yet. And once that comes about, it's going to be interesting to see where they go from that. Like I say, the Chinese can still point and say, hey, look at that guy that was that pushed over, that was killed by an African migrant. That is true, as far as I know. So they can continue to play up this racial hatred. But where is it going to go? Like I say. Is there anything else I want to say? I always do it in these videos. Is there anything else I need to say? I'm like an old man. But I think that's pretty much all I need to say. I think there's something, like I say, this is more of a meditation, if you will. Like I say, a lot of the time, I will admit that there's not much that goes on in my head. It's kind of a retread of other things. Until I get new information, and I just kind of repeat the same old thing. So far, what I've seen from China is continued growth, building of alliance with the EU over the United States. We see that they are continuing to consolidate their transportation and their logistics. They will have probably better quality stuff than the United States because they can. You know, like I say, I realize that you're not going to get a carbon copy of the rise of the U.S. compared to China. But I think we're definitely going to see something similar. As people always say, and I don't really like this necessarily, I'll say it. History doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. And we're going to see where this goes. Like I said, I could make my assumptions, but I'm not going to do that. Though I think the United States will completely fall into like a Brazilian sort of nation, or will it? I don't know. Will it, become like Weimar Republic? I don't know. Like I said, a lot of Wignats used to make that point. Now that we're seeing it, it's going to be a different type of thing. I think the United States will maintain a certain level. And I think that eventually, future presidents will have to give in and say, okay, we got to, a UBI or something else will come about. We're going to see what happens. Yeah, that's about it. Like I said, this is just a ramble. Hopefully y'all can hear me better than Jason Unruh's video. Holy moly. I tried to download his video and I'm trying to update the audio so I can hear what he has to say. I'm like, hey, gum, bro. Turn up your mic or something, man. Like, just a little thing, but it's like, he's had that issue before. It's like, oh, I need to change the audio. I'm like, come on, bro. I don't know, but there is a lot of cope with that. Same thing with Cuba. I don't really talk much about Cuba because I don't know that much about it. Yeah, they're privatizing, because of sanctions and everything else like that. I saw people, saying, oh, the DPRK is the only country. Oh, did they allow Americans in the DPRK? Why don't you fix the U.S. instead of going to the DPRK? Why don't you come here and fix stuff, instead of running away to another country so that you can live your life, so that you can be free from whatever, Like I said, I have some nativist views, I guess, if you will, even if I'm not necessarily native. The United States is the only country I know. And regardless of how bad it gets, this is the only land I know. This is the only system I know. I'm a product of the U.S. And I don't need to, and dare I say it, but I don't need to spread the disease of Americanism in all its forms. Oof, as nasty as some of those forms are, including sexpatism. This is the only country, this is where I need to stay. I'm going to make my do of it. Maybe I'll help make it better. I don't know. Or maybe I'll just continue on with the status quo. I don't know. But I'm not going to run away. I'm too fat to run away. But I'm going to continue on. I got some sort of faith somewhere, as depressed as I make it from time to time. We got to do something. We got to have the cojones and somebody that has a plan to do it. Could it be American third positionism? I don't know. It'd be nice, but I know people are going to be like, bruh, why'd you say that? I know. American third position channel, of course, taken down, but you know what I say? Make do with what you have. and just keep going. You know, let the haters hate, let everything else happen. But you know, if you're in the asylum, just make sure you're the most normal looking guy and that try to make yourself look as good as you can. That's all you can do. That's all I got. That's all I got, I think. Y'all like, holy shit, I don't want to sit through some 15.5-minute video about this fool talking. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoy it. Please add your comments below and say, bruh, what are you talking about? Or whichever else. I enjoy the comments. Good, bad, right, or wrong. Please put them down there. Anyway, enjoy. See you later. Goodbye.